Once upon a time, in a magical forest, there was a small cottage where a young girl named Sophie lived. Sophie had always had trouble sleeping, but she was determined to find a solution. One day, while wandering through the forest, Sophie came across an old wise woman who lived in a tree. The wise woman told Sophie that the key to a good night's sleep was to find a special flower that only bloomed at night. Sophie was determined to find this flower, so she set out into the forest with a lantern in hand. She searched high and low, but the flower was nowhere to be found. Just when she was about to give up, she heard a soft rustling in the bushes. She followed the sound and found the most beautiful flower she had ever seen. It was a deep blue color and had a sweet, soothing scent. Sophie picked the flower and brought it back to her cottage. She placed it on her nightstand and climbed into bed. As she closed her eyes, the flower's sweet scent filled the room and she felt herself drifting off into a deep, peaceful sleep. From that night on, Sophie always had the flower by her bedside and slept soundly through the night. The following night, Sophie slept soundly through the night and woke up feeling refreshed and energized. She decided to share her secret with the other villagers who also had trouble sleeping. She went around the village giving the special flower to anyone who needed it. The villagers were amazed by the flower's powers and thanked Sophie for her kindness. Word of the flower spread quickly and soon, people from all over the land came to the village to try it for themselves. Sophie became known as the Sleep Fairy, and was loved by all. The flower became so popular that Sophie decided to start a small business selling the flower to people who couldn't make it to the village. One day, a group of merchants came to the village looking for the flower. They wanted to buy it in bulk and sell it in their own shops. Sophie was hesitant at first, but the wise woman from the tree visited her again and encouraged her to share the flower with as many people as possible. Sophie agreed to sell the flower to the merchants and it quickly became a bestseller throughout the land. People everywhere were finally able to get a good night's sleep thanks to Sophie's special flower. Sophie lived happily ever after, knowing that she had helped so many people find the peaceful rest they needed. The following night, Sophie slept soundly through the night and woke up feeling refreshed and energized. She decided to share her secret with the other villagers who also had trouble sleeping. She went around the village giving the special flower to anyone who needed it. The villagers were amazed by the flower's powers and thanked Sophie for her kindness. Word of the flower spread quickly and soon, people from all over the land came to the village to try it for themselves. Sophie became known as the Sleep Fairy, and was loved by all. The flower became so popular that Sophie decided to start a small business selling the flower to people who couldn't make it to the village. One day, a group of merchants came to the village looking for the flower. They wanted to buy it in bulk and sell it in their own shops. Sophie was hesitant at first, but the wise woman from the tree visited her again and encouraged her to share the flower with as many people as possible. Sophie agreed to sell the flower to the merchants and it quickly became a bestseller throughout the land. People everywhere were finally able to get a good night's sleep thanks to Sophie's special flower. Sophie lived happily ever after, knowing that she had helped so many people find the peaceful rest they needed. Sophie's business continued to grow and she became very successful. She hired a few villagers to help her with the flower picking and packaging, and soon, she had a full-fledged flower farm. She also hired a team of researchers to study the flower and its properties to understand how it worked. As it turns out, the flower contained a unique chemical compound that relaxed the mind and body, allowing for a deep and restful sleep. Sophie's team was able to extract this compound and create a sleep aid supplement that was even more effective than the flower itself. Sophie's company became a household name and she was hailed as a sleep innovation pioneer. She also used her success to give back to the community, building a new health clinic and funding research into other natural sleep remedies. As the years passed, Sophie grew older but her business continued to thrive. She passed on her company to her children who continued her legacy of helping people sleep better. Sophie's special flower, the sleep aid supplement, and the knowledge of the chemical compound behind it, all became known as the Sophie's Sleep Solution, and continued to help people from all over the world get a good night's sleep for many years to come. Sophie's children were very proud of their mother's legacy and they were determined to continue her work. They opened new research facilities and hired more scientists to study new natural sleep remedies. They also expanded the company's reach by exporting their products to other countries. The company's sleep supplements were now available in every corner of the globe, and they were the go-to solution for those who had trouble sleeping. The supplements were not only effective but also natural and safe, which made them popular among people of all ages. Sophie's children also introduced a new line of sleep-related products such as comfortable mattresses, fluffy pillows, and soothing essential oils. They also opened a chain of sleep-themed spa resorts, where people could relax, unwind and get a good night's sleep in a peaceful and comfortable environment. As the company grew, Sophie's children were able to give back to the community even more. They built more health clinics and schools, and they also created a scholarship program for students interested in sleep research. Years went by, Sophie passed away but her legacy lived on. Her company continued to help people sleep better and improve their overall well-being. The Sophie's Sleep Solution became synonymous with a good night's sleep and the name Sophie became synonymous with a kind, caring, and compassionate person who wanted nothing more than to help others. As the company continued to grow and evolve, Sophie's grandchildren took the reins, determined to keep their grandmother's legacy alive. They introduced new innovations, such as smart sleep tracking devices and a subscription-based app that provided personalized sleep recommendations based on an individual's sleep patterns. The company's products were not only popular among individuals but also among healthcare professionals. Hospitals, clinics and sleep centers began to use Sophie's Sleep Solutions as a part of their treatment plans for patients with sleep disorders. The company also expanded its reach to include corporate clients, offering sleep-related workshops and training programs to improve the sleep and overall health of employees. Sophie's grandchildren also decided to give back to the community in an even bigger way. They established a non-profit organization that focused on providing sleep education and resources to underprivileged communities. Sophie's legacy had now grown beyond just the company. It had become a movement, a mission to improve the sleep and well-being of people everywhere. As the years passed, Sophie's great-grandchildren took over the company, determined to continue the family tradition of helping people sleep better. The company continued to innovate and evolve, but the core mission remained the same, to improve the sleep and overall well-being of people everywhere, just as Sophie had wanted. And so, Sophie's story lived on, becoming a timeless tale of one person's quest to improve the lives of others, and the impact it had on generations to come. Sophie's great-grandchildren, being the fourth generation of the family to run the company, took the company to new heights. They expanded the company's reach to new markets and created new partnerships with some of the biggest names in the healthcare industry. They also introduced new products, such as a range of smart sleep tracking beds, which adjust to a person's sleep patterns and provide an optimal sleeping environment. They also developed a sleep-inducing virtual reality experience that helped people relax and fall asleep faster. The company continued to invest in research and development, exploring new ways to improve sleep and overall well-being. They also launched a series of sleep clinics and sleep centers, where people could go for diagnosis and treatment of sleep disorders. Sophie's great-grandchildren also continued the family tradition of giving back to the community. They opened several sleep-focused schools and educational programs, aimed at teaching children the importance of sleep and how to get a good night's sleep. As the company continued to grow and evolve, Sophie's legacy lived on, becoming a symbol of hope and inspiration for people struggling with sleep issues. Her story of determination. As time went on, Sophie's company became a global leader in the sleep industry, known for its innovative products and cutting-edge research. They continued to expand their reach, opening new factories, research centers, and retail stores around the world. Sophie's great-grandchildren also focused on sustainability, using eco-friendly materials and sustainable production methods in all of their products. They also planted thousands of trees to offset their carbon footprint and supported local conservation efforts. The company also invested in new technologies such as AI-based sleep analysis and personalized sleep recommendations, which helped people optimize their sleep routine for maximum rest and recovery. They also developed a new line of products, such as a sleep mask that uses soft light therapy to regulate melatonin production and promote deep, restful sleep. Sophie's great-grandchildren also expanded their charitable efforts, creating a global sleep aid program to help people in underprivileged communities access to essential sleep products and education. The company also formed a partnership with a local hospital to research and develop new treatments for sleep disorders. As the company continued to innovate and grow, Sophie's legacy remained at the forefront. Her story served as a constant reminder of the importance of sleep and the impact one person can have on the world. The company's mission was to help people sleep better and live healthier lives, just as Sophie had wanted. And so, Sophie's legacy